Forever grateful.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Roman Anthony. Welcome back to my channel. You can look me up on Instagram at the Turban Hairstylist. Okay, this is your cosmetologist here with another cool video tip. Today's style is going to be a nice blowout with volume, and then to add to it, we're going to do some nice curls. I'm not inverting my curls today. We are just going to do one direction because we're lazy. It's just a mannequin. Let me introduce you to my model slash mannequin, Malele. She is Malaysian and Asian. And yes, we have a really good relationship and storyline. We've been friends for years. So the first thing you want to do is wash your client. First, I would like to do a first wash, which is clarifying, and a second wash, which is to input some protein, and then a condition with moisturizing, or however, sometimes they want volume, so they have volumizing products. Whatever you use, it's fine. Just clarify first if the hair has built up. I'm lazy, so we just gonna spray her down. And you might have noticed my orange juice did not have a label on it or a brand or whatever. That's because it is fresh squeezed right here at the grocery stores up in Paris. I went to the Monoprix or the Fanprix or somewhere. They have a machine. You push the button, it sprays. Now, this first product is Control Freak by TG. I love it to death. I feel like it's oil-based, so it helps with frizz. I'm just gonna put that in there. Usually I'll do a leave-in conditioning spray, or I might use this as a leave-in. Then we're gonna do this texturizing spray I'm trying out by Glam Squad. I just started working for their company in Los Angeles, and I love the smell of their products and how they work. This is their oil as well. And if you guys need Glam Squad products and you cannot get that in stores because you can't, you could only get it from a Glam Squad stylist, hit me up and I will make sure you get the products, even if I have to ship it to you myself, honey. So we're just going to add in this oil to seal in that moisture we put in there with the Control Freak. Make sure you get the perimeter. Any place you see your client might pick up frizz, when you wash their hair and you see some parts start to frizz up, that's what you want to do. Then I'm going to go in with my TG Heat Protector, which is a shea butter base, and it smells amazing. Emulsify that product into the hair. Emulsify, emulsify, emulsify. Now, if this was a real client, right after emulsifying the product into the hair, I would pre-blow dry the hair about 70 to 80% dry, and then I would go in and blow dry it. But since I was just chilling and doing a tutorial, we're just gonna do it with this, probably what I think it's like 60% damp, but it's fine. So basically I've sectioned off my hair. I'm doing 3 swipes below the hair, 3 swipes above. I'm still directing the hair up though because I want volume. And then I'm gonna get those ends, and then after I get the ends, I come back through to the remainder middle section of the hair. And then we flip it a little bit because we want to basically make sure the hair has movement. So you see what I'm doing, guys? Look at that. Now, if I was just doing a blowout with a brush and I wanted some kind of curls, I would have just left it with that brush. I'm using this board brush just to show you guys. I notice a lot of people do not know what board brushes do or are. I love board brushes for curly hair or textured hair because they smooth it out. Now, if I wanted to do more curls, I wouldn't use the board brush, especially because it's also too big. So I would normally just use the regular brushes. But for the sake of it, for you guys who are interested, you guys need to go out and get board brushes for any of your clients that have curly hair, textured hair, or whatever you want to call it. It's really good for that. And we're just going to go through. Now, sometimes when you're in a salon, you get 45 minutes max for a blowout. Which is why you want to pre-dry the hair. I know some stylists who don't even section out. They just go in there and they doing it what they doing. But for you new guys who cannot do that yet, I want you to section, but also look at how the hair is between the brush. You don't want the hair to fish hook the brush, because then that means you have too much hair in a brush and you'll end up with more frizz. So for better control, make sure the hair is within the perimeters of that brush, that, like, you know, that little tip part right there. And for volume, you want to direct the hair up, like if you were doing a perm set. Then you want to dry those ends and then come through with the midsection.
Change what you wanna change, you come back around. But I really wanna change, but I don't know if she'll come back around. But I really wanna go, can't you see it's all just divine. But I really wanna change, can't you see, girl, that it's all in your mind. But I look in your eyes, I can see you got a new point of view. But I look in your mind, I can see you got a new point of view. But I look in your eyes, I can see you got a new style. In your eyes, I can see it's all worthwhile. You are a superstar.
And while we're getting the crown section of this hair, I want to give a shout out to my girl Amber Nicole Gilbert. Please go check out her web series Tracy On. I am using her photo from a photo shoot that I styled for her web series as my default picture for this video tutorial. I did color that synthetic wig, and after coloring it, I used perm rods to get the curl back into that because it had more of a loose wave texture to it. So you definitely can alter synthetic wigs, guys. And if you want a tutorial ever on that, please let me know and I will do one. But I want to give a shout out. Please go check out the trailer. I'll put a link in the description. I'm actually in the trailer. It's because when I am not doing hair, I am an actor, guys. Roman-Anthony.com. Check me out. Okay, so now, guys, we're going to take a diagonal forward parting. That is what that is. It is going forward, and the opposite side of the head is going to be diagonal backwards. And we're going to do the same thing. 3 swipes under, 3 swipes over, sometimes more, depending on how wet the hair is. One thing I want you guys to think about or remember is that if you look at what I'm doing, my dryer is not touching the hair. It's not touching the brush. It's not on the hair. It's about a 1/4 inch away from the hair because we don't want it to burn. Yes, you saw me use heat protection in product, which creates a bit of a barrier, and it's great, but we also want to make sure the hair has extra protection. Like, I have clients who come in and get their hair blown out every week, which, as most stylists would know, is not a good amount of heat to keep putting on your hair. So obviously we want to make sure we're protecting it, so please do not have the dryer on your client's hair. I've even had stylists do it to my hair where they'll just stretch my hair and they got the dryer just going on there, and I'm like, okay, I don't blow out my hair that much, so I'm gonna let it slide this time, but I usually leave that as a mental note of maybe not go back to that person again, depending on. So yeah, you guys just definitely want to make sure you're protecting the hair. Now, what you'll see me doing is I'm going up on the line of the parting and then flipping over. You see how I'm angling it? And and I'm doing this angle is because I want it to have like a side part. So for the side part, you definitely want to make sure you're giving some heat and control to that section so you can control the hair, because Malele, this mannequin girl, she has a natural middle part, and we don't want that. We don't want that natural middle part. You can see it coming through now, but we about to give her a side part. We need to cover that. So look at what I'm doing. Stretching the hair. I'm not on the hair. I'm going to the opposite side. I'm bringing it back.
Forever grateful.
Yeah, they call me crazy. Yeah, they said we would never be. But you are a superstar the moment you believe.
Okay, so we're going to flip this bad boy to the other side, and this is a diagonal back parting. And we are going to take this and blow dry it. And I don't know if you guys see or notice this, but here's a little tip. I am not using my wrist or whole hand to move the hair around the brush and swivel it. No, that's how y'all gonna get carpal tunnel and eventually arthritis. What you see me doing is I am moving the whole entire brush with the hair between my little fingers. And yes, I do that for people with curly hair or texture / ethnic hair, whatever you want to call it. I do the same technique using my thumb and my finger. I'm flipping it through, bam, bam, bam. And I slowed it down somewhere in here where you can kind of really focus on me using my thumb and my finger. And so you cosmetologists, because you're always on your feet, make sure you wear See, they say wear comfortable shoes and I really don't. I like to wear cute shoes. So what I'd like to do is put Gillettes inside of my shoes so that it's comfortable. But I also like to move my knees, almost like when you watch those fighting games like Mortal Kombat or something like that, and they're kind of just bouncing there in place. I kind of do that. Like I'll bounce and move forward by rotating the pressure on one leg to the other or one foot to the other, so that my knees or my legs don't feel tired. It's because in a blowout salon or a real salon, you're on your feet for the whole entire day, it seems like. So that's my little trick of not feeling any strain or pain and not having any wrist or hand problems by swiveling it through. Also, that curling iron says 220 degrees Celsius, which I think is about 425 degrees Fahrenheit. That was too much for me. I noticed after I did that section of hair right there, it was a little too much. So I was like, you know, we're going to turn it down. So I did turn it down for the rest of the hair. And usually, guys, when you're curling, if you can put your finger on it, like it's a good 7 seconds, 5 to 7 seconds is good for the heat. And you're good. So I definitely turned that down a little bit. You can see me doing right there. You know, I gotta remember sometimes that they use Celsius and instead of Fahrenheit. It's a little different. Granted, if I was using a Fahrenheit curler, I would have probably put it on like 375, 380 for curls because I've already blown it out. So like literally it still has some kind of formation in there from the heat still on the hair before it completely cools. So I don't really use that much. It just all depends on hair and etc. You guys will be able to weigh it out, but just be more cautious with your clients, guys. And I started to like face frame that side, you know, like the curls face frame the face, but I was like, I think by the second row, I was like, oh, freak it, I'm gonna just do it all in one direction. If I'm doing beach waves, I invert them, so when one is going right, the second is going left, and then when I get to the next layer, it's opposite of the bottom layer. And that's how I do my beach waves. But since we're just doing regular curls to test out my new curling iron, yeah, then this is what we're playing with. And I actually really like this curling iron. I got it during Christmas at, what was it? I think it might have been Darty's. Or no, it was Fnac. I got it at Fnac. And they were having Christmas sales all over, so I got a Monopoly board. I got this curling iron for myself because what does the sales need for Christmas? More tools. And I actually really, really like it. And I've used it on different textures of the hair and really, really like it. And since I turned the curling iron down or whatever, and I don't want any kind of indentation marks with iron, we are going to press that out a little bit at the top with the heat. I just rub it up against there gently. And then when you put the barrel on the hair, you wanted to put it on there real, real gently so you don't get that indentation mark. Because we all hate seeing it with the flat iron, with the curling iron or whatever, the little mark because you didn't clamp it on there pretty hard. And we just gonna go away from the face with this. It's just, it's so cute. Look at that sheen on that though. Look at the sheen. Sometimes I pull on the curl, sometimes I might pull and swivel it around my finger just to see, but I was literally like, let's just give it the old basic 1990s curl right here and see what these curling irons can give me. And I am thoroughly impressed. That's cute. That looks good. I like pull it. There you go. There we go. And we're done with the curls. So we're going to use this Glam Squad texturizing spray. Usually I would use a medium hold hairspray, but I feel like I did not use this yet and I wanted to see what it was going to give. I feel like I would more so use this for beach waves because it kind of gives you a little more stiffness than I would have liked. So I would use the Glam Squad medium hold hairspray instead, which I've used plenty of times, so I love that. But for the texturizing spray, I would either do that for beach waves or a style where the hair needed to have volume and more of a editorial type look to it because it's going to give you texture, so it kind of gives you grit. And I usually prefer hair that you can put your fingers through, or that at the end of the night she can brush all those curls into a little chignon and take it out the next day and still have amazing waves to it, or she can pin curl it with her finger and just clip it and still have curls. But that is the end of our tutorial, guys. I'm just going to play with it. I've combed through it with a wide tooth comb, and now I'm fingering it just to see what differences I get. Obviously, you can't turn your client upside down like this, but you can have them flip their hair forward, and you can use your little medium holding spray, or whatever type of event they're going to, that kind of spray. Again, I use the texturizing spray just because I wanted to use it. It smells good. I do like it. I would more so use it for my beach waves than I would for like curls like this. But as you can see, it actually looks pretty good for a texturizing spray.